Hey everyone, welcome back to I Told My Wife I'm Paying Bills. I'm Slim, and once again, I am joined by Jason. Say what's up, Jason.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
All right, all right. And if you listen to the last one, he decided to go ahead and stay the episode with me, so we can actually talk about the actors who played the two different characters we were just debating. If you haven't listened, please go back and listen to the performance review. We talked about who's the worst boss, the Joker or Lex Luthor. So, like I said in the episode, I kind of wanted to do a deeper dive into the actors who played Lex Luthor. I did a quick one about the Joker. Um, you know, uh, I'm going to talk quickly about the Joker because we have already done actors who played the Joker before. So I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I'm going to talk a little bit about that. But I want to kind of go into, just a quick episode, but still touching on a lot of the live action Lex Luthors. And um, as far as the Jokers go, there's particularly going to be live action, except for one, of course. Same thing with Lex, because we have a very good animated series version of Lex Luthor. Very good. So I'm excited to talk about this one, Jason, because again, this goes into what we were just talking about. Um, we were talking about the characters. So the reason why I'm really excited to talk about this is because of how these actors in live action played these different Jokers. Um, and so for me, with the Jokers, right? I one of the perfect things are, and I saw this perfect thing, and if I can, I'm gonna put it here or put it there or somewhere. I'm gonna put it like the if I can find the image, I'm gonna put it in one of these spots somewhere behind my hand or above my hand, above my head or something. I don't know yet. We'll see. It'll go somewhere.
Right.
Anyway, got to stop hitting the microphone. Um, wherever I decide to put it, it's gonna be an image, right? And I'm
Mhm.
going like this because I'll probably put it on this side of me right here. This image is going to actually show how there's many different sides of the Joker and different people play these different types of Jokers. So I had saw online this whole list of them, like the anarchist, the clown, the comedian, whatever. But it also reminds me of the Three Jokers uh, comic graphic novel that I read, which is an excellent story. I love that story. And the ending of that, there was a surprise ending of that story that got me, and I was like, "What?" You know?
Well, see, and I've seen a lot of people online who claim they didn't care for the storyline. I thought it was great, and
Oh
I
my
I
gosh,
I really
really?
thought I thought it was a brilliant way to explain the different versions of the Joker and how he's
Exactly.
been able to suddenly reappear when they thought he was either in jail or
Mhm.
gone forever. Like I thought it
I
was great.
and that's pretty much exactly how I saw it, because again, I like different tellings of of the same story sometimes, as long as it's not too wacky and too far off, right? Because I actually said this on one of the episodes talking about uh the reason why Twilight doesn't bother me is it bothers a lot of people because I like the different tellings of Dracula. I like the fact that you can actually say Dracula of vampires. I like the fact where, there are some vampires who can go into the light and is their excuse that they give is a lame excuse. They spread propaganda and I love that. But as far as the Jokers, I love the different versions of the Jokers because of the fact that the Joker can switch back and forth. I love this one. I don't know if y'all can see it. Can you see that one? You can't see it, can you?
I
Nope,
can't,
you
no.
can't. Okay. So this is the Batman who laughs.
Okay, yep.
And I just got this as from my boss found it and got it for me. Well, not got it for me, but he told me about it, told me where to get it and all that. So um but that's another version of the Joker that is Joker and Batman combined. That Joker is scary. So, leading into that, talking about the Joker being scary and there's all the other different versions of the Joker. Um, for me, there's so many different ones that are live action, but I love the fact that you had the Cesar Romero who was the clown, you had the Jack Nicholson who was like the career criminal, right? Heath Ledger, anarchist. Jared Leto, he was like a psychopath straight up. Joaquin Phoenix, clearly you could actually see he was a failure of the mental health system, and the just the general system, and so I don't know what you would call that one, but um uh Mark Hamill, the Joker he played, he was a straight clown. And I mean, I know I said that about Cesar Moreau, whatever, or I think I called him the comedian. I can't remember which one I called him, but Mark Hamill's was a straight clown. He was he was funny and scary. But going into it now, Cameron Moynihan and Barry Keoghan, just from the okay, so let me go with Barry. Just from the small little bit that they showed him in The Batman, Barry Keoghan was very scary. And I'm anxious to see if they let him do it, what he does as the Joker. Because he was a very scary Joker. Heath Ledger was a scary Joker in at different points too, but then his Joker would actually do some stuff that actually made me laugh sometimes. So I don't want to say he was that scary, but he was pretty cool as that anarchist Joker, you know? Um, like when that one dude was like getting shocked. Well, I think it was Batman. Batman was getting shocked, or somebody was getting shocked. He was like, "Ooh," anyway, and the whole jail scene where Batman was like taking him out, and like beating him up, and he was just like, you can't start with the head. I'm
Yeah,
blanking this because I'm on the spot here, but he was like, you don't start with the head because then they get all fuzzy. So
makes the victims all fuzzy.
yeah, so but Cameron Moynihan, he played 2 different Jokers on the show, and it was so good. It was so good. Now, I won't call him the best out of all the Jokers. He's up there for me because of the fact that, now did you see Gotham?
I watched the first, gosh, I think 2 seasons,
Okay,
and
okay,
then I fell off of it for a while.
okay. So
Um,
did you get
I've
to
been
see him as Jerome and Jeremiah?
I I watched clips of them. I
Okay.
have not watched full episodes.
Mhm,
I have meant to go back to it,
mhm.
but it's one of those things with my ADHD brain that it's in the files
Yeah, I
with
got you, I
with
got you.
lots of other things I'm supposed to go back and watch.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's all good, I understand. So, I'll just do a quick explanation because I wanna get into the Lex Luthors here. Cameron Moynihan as um Jeremiah and as Jerome. Him as both of those characters were excellent. I don't know why he isn't still playing the Joker in some form or fashion, because he flipped those two sides. He played basically twins in um one ended up being a psychopath, and then the other one, he ended up being just criminally insane because of the other one who flipped him. Like when the other one was taken off, he had passed away from something that happened on the show. I can't remember exactly, but it was basically the same thing that actually turned Bruce Wayne into Batman Who Laughs. A gas or a toxin or something was released somehow from, I think, a box or something that Jerome left, and it altered Jeremiah's thinking and turned him into another criminal version of the Joker.
Kind
And
of a
that
Smilex
one,
style.
yes, and that version was, oh my gosh. And I'm hoping I'm getting this right, because I hope I'm not crossing them wrong, but I think Jerome was the first one, then that one who was the worst, and then it was Jeremiah who's the criminally insane one who actually was just, he was scary. He was really scary. Jerome was more like the Joker that we were talking about in the last episode, performance review. Um, he is the type that was more unpredictable, but Jeremiah was really calculated, and his stuff was over the top, but he was very, very calculated. It was really good. It was really good. So if you wanna see more, check out a couple of episodes of Gotham so you can actually kinda see
Uh,
what I'm talking about. So it was really, really good. But Jared Leto, a lot of people are hating on Jared Leto. I get it. I understand. Him with his method acting, and certain method actors can do it, and then other ones, they just are too much. They're too much. I'm gonna be honest. I think Christian Bale is a little too method sometimes. Um, and it's just really weird. But that Jared Leto, I do like the clips, not clips, but the version of him that he played in the Batman Superman movie. Not yeah, it was Batman Superman, I believe. Um, at the end or whatever. No, I think it was. Oh man, I'm gonna hurt myself now. Justice League. It was Justice League. You know what I'm talking about? I think it was because when they redid the Justice League, it was the Snyder cut or whatever.
I will
Um,
admit I have not watched the Snyder Cut.
okay.
I cannot fairly judge Jared Leto's Joker.
Mhm.
I am not a Snyder fan
Oh,
at
okay.
all.
Okay.
I really am not. I didn't like his interpretations of the characters.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
Mhm.
say it was bad.
Yeah.
It was his versions of it. There are people who enjoy it. I'm glad they
Mhm.
enjoy it. It's just
I enjoyed
they
them
just
for what
weren't
they were.
mine.
I enjoyed them for what they were, and like I said, Jared Leto, he was too over the top for me, but I did like the little small scene he had. It was in the future, and then it was with Nightmare Batman, where he was wearing the trench coat and he still had on the Batman, all that. He had all that gear. Yeah, and then they had,
Well, yeah,
they were all in the future.
I did read up about that scene and everything.
Right. Yeah.
I wanted
So I
to,
kinda like
you know,
that version of the Joker he was. So that was pretty good, but I'm not definitely not a fan of the Joaquin Phoenix one. It's just me. I just not a fan. Um
that's another one where it's back to what we were talking about on the previous one where, person's embarrassed about the subject matter. That director didn't wanna do a Joker movie,
Mhm.
and he didn't wanna do a Joker 2 movie, but he knew by attaching that character and that name to it, he could get the movie he wanted to make
Mhm.
made, and that's cool. Like, it's essentially Taxi Driver slash King of Comedy redux, but,
Mhm.
it's still a good movie. I was more disturbed by how many people went to see it and were like, "Oh, man, I identify with the Joker." You're not supposed to identify with the Joker,
Yeah.
and I always worry about when they do make movies where the villains are the main characters and are the person that is the driver of the story because do we really I mean, look at society. Do we really need more people identifying with the villain?
No, definitely not. And by identifying with him and people saying, "Yeah, I identify with him," You're only you're only looking at the part of him that's glorified. You're not looking at the fact of the mental health struggles that he's going through. You're not looking at the failures of the system that he's going through, you know? So, by someone saying that I identify, what are you really identifying with? So, yeah, I
But
understand that.
well, yeah, as someone who for the past several years has been dealing heavily with mental health stuff, when I saw the trailers for that movie, when I saw some of the synopsis of the things going on in it, I was like, This isn't good for our community,
Mhm,
people who have neurodivergence. Like, this really does in the wrong minds, which when you look at the literacy level in the world,
mhm,
like it can really label people. Like people who have mental health struggles are often labeled unstable or violent or dangerous. And most of the time, we're actually more likely to be victims of those things.
mhm.
So I just, I can't get behind a movie that is kind of per- perpetuating that stereotype. And also, it reminds you of how broken the system is. I mean,
Exactly.
it took me several years just to get a correct diagnosis, and
Yeah,
I'm lucky.
yeah,
Like, I know there's people out there who are still struggling,
mhm,
who can't even get help,
yeah.
and
And there's
this
a
is what it would
massive
drive
amount.
them to.
It is truly a massive amount, and if you want if that's actually another ways that somebody can actually take it as saying, "Hey, this is a cry for help," because people need the help. So, and that's a one good thing about that movie is that it's putting on display that the extremes, even though that was extreme, but the extremes of, and I never saw part 2. I don't I couldn't I haven't I don't know. One day I will watch it. I'm just not at that point yet. But,
When even the
it
people when
Go
even
ahead.
the people who were fans of the first one came out and said, "Oh, I can't stand the second one," I was like, "Yeah, I'm not even gonna try."
Yeah. All right. It's there's just so much. There's so much. But anyway. So enough about the Joker. Like I said, we
Yep,
already did all
sorry.
that. Yeah, no. That's okay.
Oh, I
Let's go ahead and do a
can't
couple minutes.
can't let it go without one quick shout out
Hmm.
to the Jack Nicholson, the classic gangster Joker,
Oh, of course. Of
who
course.
I mean, he was my first, other than the Caesar Romero on the TV show, but he was my
That's my
first
Jack
big.
right there.
Yeah,
I got
he
him
was
on
my
man.
movie Joker. Like he was the standard that I will judge every other Joker by.
Hmm.
I just thought he did such a great job.
Yeah. He definitely he really did. Um he was uh the best person to be the OG as far as the movie versions go. But he was the best to start off with to give Heath Ledger that base. And
And I
he gave Heath Ledger a base that he took it and ran with it. He really did.
and I still will always wonder what if we'd ever gotten Willem Dafoe.
Yeah. Have you ever seen how William Dafoe, he was like, guys, that's not really that flattering. You want me to play this psychopath? Have you ever
Well,
seen him talk about it?
it's not even that. I mean, go back. Have you ever seen the movie Streets of Fire?
I haven't. Mm-mm.
It is a early '80s film, and it's very music. It's got Rick Moranis in it, Michael Paré, um, but he plays the head of a gang
Mm.
named Raven. And the way he's got his hair up in like this weird '50s pompadour style, and just the look on his face, you just put some white makeup on there and the lipstick, and
Mm.
that's the Joker. Like
Wow. Mm.
he just looked perfect, and I
Yeah.
know he's a good enough actor; he could pull it off.
Oh yeah, definitely. I already know he definitely look how he did when he pulled off Green Goblin twice,
And I think,
so
and I think a funny version would be Walton Goggins. Like he'd just be a funny Joker, not a
I would
serious
have to
Joker.
see it. I would have to see it. I would have to see it because he does and says some funny stuff in Fallout.
Mm,
So I would have to actually see it first, and I could probably believe it after I see it. So all right. So I do want to move on to Lex. I don't want our time to run out here because I want to
oh yeah,
give Lex the good to give him the good amount of time that he deserved because yo, there has been one, two, three, four, five, six. No, I'm miscounting here. No, there has been one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11, at least 11 live action, at least. So there's probably been more that I didn't get on this, but these are pretty much all the live action Lexes that I saw, except for like one or two, maybe. So um we got Michael Rosenbaum. We got Gene Hackman, Jesse Eisenberg, John Cryer, Kevin Spacey, Michael Cudlitz, Titus Welliver, John Shea, Sherman Howard, Lyle Tabbitt, and Nicholas Holt is the most recent one.
no,
Now, I don't think I've ever seen Lyle Tabbitt, Adam Man versus Superman. Never seen that because that was from 1950, the very first live action star to play him.
yeah, that's a little before my time.
Well, the only reason why I didn't want to assume is because, believe it or not, I've actually seen the '50s version of Batman, the one where he gets the smokes in his utility belt.
Okay, yeah,
And so, when I was a kid, my dad got a whole bunch of VHS tapes, whatever, and one of the Batman serials was in that box of videotapes, and I watched the heck out of that. I think I popped the tape once. So, so um, I have seen that, so that's what I said. But Lyle Talbot, and then Sherman Howard. I'm almost positive I've seen him, but he was one of the early television versions of that character. For Sherman Howard, I've seen Superboy, so I'm almost positive I've seen Sherman Howard. But then we have John Shea, who actually played him in the '90s, and Lois and Clark. I remember him. He was more the corporate one. So, we're gonna get into that in the middle bit, but this is what triggered this episode actually was talking about those types. Uh Titans. You haven't seen Titans, but that guy was pretty good. He actually kind of
okay.
reminds me of Michael Cudlitz a little bit too. So if you like Michael Cutlass's Lex, you're gonna like that one. Going on, talking about Michael Cutlass was the next Lex, and his was man. Anyway, we're gonna talk about that in a minute too.
Yeah.
I'm just touching on the other ones here.
Right.
Kevin Spacey is basically the Jared Leto of Lexus for me. Um, I just didn't. I don't. I wasn't a fan. I really wasn't a fan. I saw the movie for what it was. I saw his Lex for what it was. It was just art, and it's just not my type of art. So,
No.
but my surprise Lex was John Cryer. He surprised me at how good of a Lex he was. So we're
You did
gonna touch
such a
on.
good job, man.
Yeah, give me two more here. Give me three more here. Sorry, Jesse Eisenberg's Joker. I mean, sorry, Lex. His Lex to me is probably close to is close to Joaquin Phoenix's Lex for me. And I put him in that order because again, I would rather watch Jesse Eisenberg's than well no okay so I would say more so than Jesse Eisenberg's Joker is more like Jared Leto's to me, and then Kevin Spacey's is more like Joaquin Phoenix, because I would rather watch Jesse Eisenberg's Lex than Kevin Spacey's Lex. Just how it is. Even though Jesse Eisenberg was weird, I would rather, and then he wasn't even really Lex, he was like a different version. I think he was like Lex's
Yeah.
son or something. So, but the last two, Gene Hackman, OG, OG, and then Michael Rosenbaum, perfection. So, Leslie, go ahead and get some of your thoughts on these different Jokers, and then kind of run down as best as you could. So,
All right. We'll run it back here from the list.
mhm.
Nicholas Holt, of course, we know from the episode, absolutely loved his version of Lex. I
Correct.
think it's a
Yeah.
great combination of all
Mhm.
of the Lexes that have come before. And I am really interested in what we're going to see in Man of Tomorrow,
Mhm.
where it sounds like he is going to be forced to kind of ally with Superman in some way. And fingers crossed, with the poster or pictures that James Gunn and the cast posted during the announcement, I think we're going to finally going to get big screen battle suit Lex. I need it. I need that green and purple power armor.
And you know what? With all of those other suits, what are the suits called again? The
Oh,
his
the
battle
Raptor
battalion,
suits.
the Raptors. With all those Raptors, yeah, there was no way we couldn't get the Lexo suit.
Yeah,
Uh,
so I'm pumped about that. Lyle Talbot, again, just like you, that was a little bit before my time, though
mhm.
I may have to see if I can hunt that down. I'm going to add it to the ADHD list and see what happens. Sherman Howard, again, like you, I know I've watched this show.
Yeah.
Like, we grew up in the 80s. Syndication was everywhere. It was one of those
Mhm.
shows that played on multiple channels, multiple times a week. I know I've seen it. It just didn't leave a mark on me enough to where I remember the actor, unfortunately.
Mhm.
John Shea, he's another one that's kind of fuzzy in my head.
Mhm.
I watched Lois and Clark. I was one of the ones who was there, tuned in, premiere night and everything like that. Uh, Shout out to Lois. She was
Mhm.
amazing. Terry Hatcher.
Terry Hatcher.
Titus Willever. I'm going to be
Yeah.
checking him out on your recommendation.
Mhm.
Michael Cudlitz. Now, I've already said I loved this version of Lex because it's a version that we had never really seen before. A
Mhm.
Lex that's much more also physically intimidating, which I had always wanted to see because it's been in the comics multiple times that he works out constantly and that he does martial arts training, that he's also dangerous. Like
Mhm.
his envy of Superman doesn't stop at just wanting to be smarter than him. He wants to show that he is the best, most capable human on the planet.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, Batman exists. So sorry, Lex. Kevin Spacey, I'm in the same boat with you. Yeah, I think I've watched Superman Returns twice total.
Mhm.
Once in the theater when it first came out, and then I, of course, watched it one more time when it came out again. And I, it may be my most disliked, or it's at least down there as far
Hmm.
as the Supermans go. And I had high hopes for it. I really wanted it to be good,
Yeah.
but he's basically doing an imitation of Hackman's Lex, which is intentional. That's what Singer wanted. Singer wanted to continue that movie. That's
Hmm.
basically all Spacey's really doing. He's just trying to play him a little more evil. But
And maybe that's the reason why, because he was. It was like he was too much of a fake Hackman. He was too bad at it.
well, in the
Maybe.
scheme for that Lex is the exact same thing. Other than this time, he's not blowing off a piece of the U.S. He's going to use Kryptonian technology to make an island for land. Like Lex Luthor isn't worried about land.
Yeah.
That was one of the great things in this most recent one was they threw you that curveball of, oh, he's getting that land to make Luthoria or whatever. And
Hmm.
then he's like, I don't care about that. I'm
Yeah.
doing all of this just to give me a reason to take you out.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's Lex. Like he's already got billions. He doesn't need more. He wants to know that he is the best. So
Yes.
that so I love that version. I Kevin Spacey's is just yeah.
Hmm.
And John Cryer, oh, I was so
Wait,
happy
you
to
know
see
what?
John.
Move John Cryer after Jesse Eisenberg, because the last three, like he should have been, moved in with
Okay.
those three. So the last three. So tell me Jesse Eisenberg, then go to John Cryer.
Eisenberg. Another one where, I will be honest, I am not a Snyderverse fan.
Yeah.
So I am biased on this
Hmm.
100%. I see where they were going with the character. They were very much looking to make him kind of a Zuckerberg tech bro.
Man,
And while I get the instinct to do that,
they made
he
him
was just
so
too, he,
weird.
he was just too little. He's too much of a little weaselly guy. That's not
Dude,
Lex.
dude,
Lex
they
is,
they made him feed another man a freaking Jolly Rancher like he was Diddy or something. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's like, come
that's
on. It's like, why? Why did you give him a Jolly Rancher? That was like the most uncomfortable scene in that movie, man.
Lex isn't a creep. He is very much of that manosphere culture where he's walking in the room and he wants you to know he's the alpha. He's the one in
Right.
charge. He's not going to
Exactly.
do creepy, weird stuff. Like,
Yeah. That
so
was
yeah, I
weird.
mean, I saw where they were going and
Well, the Harley Quinn Lex is kind of creepy and weird, but we're not going to talk about that. We can go into that one over because
there's a lot of
Harley Quinn
characters.
is purposely like that. So,
I
but
was
go
going to
ahead.
say, there's a lot of characters in that version that are a little strange.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, but anyway,
All right. Let's see. We'll get
now
John
John
Cryer
Cryer.
now.
Yes,
Okay.
John Cryer.
I loved seeing him get the role. Superman 4 was one of those, again, syndication movies. It's not good,
Hmm.
but because we're 80s kids, we saw it so many times
So
because it
many
was
times,
just on.
all the time.
And the fact that he got to play the nephew and then years later come full circle and play a version of Lex and a
Hmm.
good version of Lex that was almost a mid ground between Rosenbaum and uh, honestly Eisenberg because he had
But
some Weasleyness to him.
but let me say this though, and think about it now clearly now too. He had Rosenbaum, he had Eisenberg, he had Hackman, and he had Holt. Because when you saw him get angry, like even when he got angry because the other Clark gave up his powers in the crossover,
I loved that. I was actually just going to bring that up though.
he flipped out.
I'm
He
here
was
to,
just like, what are you doing? Well, he was like, why would you do that? And then he tried to actually punch him, and he was like, still strong though. You know what I'm saying? He got punched because he made the mistake of trying to still swing on the guy who used to be Superman. It's like,
like,
dude is on a farm. He's working on a farm. He could throw a hay bale like past you. I'm sure that he could probably, catch a punch and still punch you out.
and
So,
that is honestly for me one of the biggest key parts of your performance of Lex Luthor is being able to just be so furious at the fact that Superman just even exists.
hmm.
Bec- like like you said, the fact that you exist shows that how small and how weak we are. Like,
Hmm.
he knows he'll never be stronger than Superman. if you go by the classic version of Superman where he has super intelligence as well, he'll never actually be smarter than Superman.
Yeah.
Like he'll always be second, and he cannot stand it.
Right.
Every fiber of his being is just, I hate this person.
Hmm.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, John Cryer, man. Oh my gosh. I don't know why they didn't have him earlier. I don't know. I mean, I guess because it was perfect timing but just some of the different things that they had him actually do and the way he played it was perfect. I truly enjoyed watching them. But we're getting close on time. So,
Oh, yeah. Let me get
and
Rosenbaum in real quick.
I was gonna say though, you still got Gene Hackman and Rosenbaum.
Oh,
So give me both of those really quick.
all right. Hackman,
Hmm.
like I said in the last episode, a little too comedic, a little too used car salesman,
Hmm.
just con man style. And that's okay, but it's just really not accurate to my version of Lex Luthor that I like and I enjoy.
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
know there's people out there who love Hackman and see him as their end all be all. He's a wonderful actor, or was a
Hmm.
wonderful actor. Rosenbaum, like as it stands, he's the Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Holt's coming up on his left,
Yeah.
but as far as media goes, I think he has been the definitive Lex Luthor for both Gen X and millennials. And
Hmm.
Smallville's been recently on streaming, and apparently it's been popular. So I guess the Gen Zs and Alphas are learning all about it as well.
And so I listened to his podcast, and do you know how many people have actually told him they were like, "Yeah, I like your legs the most." You know what I'm saying? Even I think, um, oh, I forgot who it was, but he actually said that he talked to Gene Hackman, and Gene Hackman was like, signed an autograph picture for him that says "to the second best Lex Luthor." But then when it was somebody who said that when they saw it, they was like, "Yeah, no, you're the best." You know, it's Michael Rosenbaum. You know, and you know, let me know if you agree or if you want to add it more to it. But Michael Rosenbaum was so perfect at it because like you were saying, Lex is that businessman. Lex is all about his business, but he has that undertone. He has that scariness about him because once he's focused on something and he's locked in and focused, that's his goal, and he would do whatever he can to reach his goal. So once he was focused on finding out what Clark was hiding from him, he was locked in and he was trying to everything he could do, and he was like, I just wish you would trust me, Clark. Do you know how many times he was said that in that show and the different ways he said it? It was so freaking scary, man. I was, man, like
Well, and
yeah, he did scary, subtle scariness very well.
and as I've said, he is for me the definitive Lex Luthor as it stands right now. But I also have to be fair to the other performers. He got a lot more time with the character.
He did.
Like
That's
he
correct.
got to get that character down to a science with the amount of
Hmm.
time he got to play him. It's just like a lot of people have advocated for. Uh, I'm blanking right now, but Grant Gustin for the Flash. There's been a lot of people online. Oh, bring him in the DCU to play.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah,
Yeah.
he'd be good because he played him for years. But I think Grant's ready to move on.
No, no,
Personally.
no. Grant wants to come back.
Oh, does he? That'd be awesome.
Grant said he was just like, if I get the chance, I'll come back. He
Oh,
would
and
love to play the Flash. He's, even though he hung up the suit, he was just like, I'll be back if they want me. So
fun fact: 757 is the birthplace of the Flashes.
I
Jo-
know, I
John
know.
Wesley Shipp and Grant
So
Gustin.
I don't know. I don't remember where John Wesley Shipp's from, but I believe Grant Gustin is Chesapeake or Virginia
uh,
Beach.
Chesapeake,
It's
Virginia
across the
Beach
water.
somewhere. Yeah,
I know it's across the water. It's not. I don't think it's. Okay, I'm gonna look it up. Keep talking. I'm gonna look it up.
and I
I was gonna
think
bring up the Lex so you could actually see the Lex from the other one, but
well, and John Wesley Shipp, I think is from I think it was in Norfolk or Virginia Beach, one of the two.
yeah. So Grant Gustin he was born in Norfolk, Virginia.
Norfolk.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. So then, and then, John Wesley Shipp is, and I didn't know that he was actually in this area. Uh, he's Norfolk, Virginia as well.
Yep.
Wow, I didn't know that. So that's why he comes back to our Comic Con pretty often.
Well, yeah,
He
that's I've always seen him almost every time there's a con down there. He's almost always there, and it's like
yeah.
that's really cool.
Speaking of
Don't forget where
cons,
you came from.
there was a con up in your area, right? Galaxy Con, I believe, this weekend, wasn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
I really wanted to go to that so badly.
Oh, I desperately wanted to go,
Yeah. So
and
really quick, I'm going to actually show you. Uh, there we go. Okay. See, I was trying to just show the picture, but anyway. So can you see that? That is
okay,
that's Titus Welver.
okay,
So that's the Titans guy.
okay.
That's
Yeah,
who he actually was. But
that's
he,
got definitely got shades of Cudlett's version.
yes, right? Yeah, he was really, really, really good. So um yeah, man, he was pretty good and pretty scary. Like seriously. And there's so much I want to tell you, but I don't want to tell you. So
Well, as far
you're gonna enjoy
as
that.
scary for me, Cudlett's is probably the scariest. Like that
Okay.
whole thing what happened with the Bizarro version they did
Oh
when
man.
he
Oh
finally captured him and just repeatedly just was
yes.
would have turned him into
Yes.
Doomsday. Like that's a scary person because he's just spending day upon day taking the person
Taking it
out
out.
over
Yes.
and over and
Dude,
over, finding
when I
new
f-
ways to do it. Like,
when I first realized how scary his Lex was when those people, I think, attacked him. I don't know if they fully attacked him. I believe they attacked him in the prison, right? They attacked him
mhm,
first. And I don't know if it's because they didn't know who he was or they just thought he was weak at the time. But all you know is by the end of the episode, one of them was being used as his chair. The other one was being used as his table, while the other ones just stood for whatever reason. They were standing around him. I can't remember why they were standing there. But basically, he made them into furniture,
mhm.
live furniture. He didn't take them out in prison. He couldn't do that, but he made them sit, and one of them he sat on one's back while he ate dinner off of the other one's back.
Oh, yeah, and
Uh,
then when
I
he
was like, what?
then when he goes into the warden's office and just call his phone number,
Yeah,
and yeah, that's
yeah.
frightening, frightening. That's a Lex that is scary.
That's so very scary. The emotions that he drew, that he got that version of Clark to portray and just like, shoot out. I was like, what is going on? The way that Clark was flipping out, because that was already the Clark that was kind of losing his power anyway. And just the way he did everything, he moved across the street. He was messing with the whole family.
Oh, yeah,
It's like, oh my gosh, it was
like,
crazy.
I mean, I love Superman 2025, and
Mhm,
that is my Superman going forward, and I love James Gunn's version,
mhm,
but Superman and Lois, for me, is if you are a Superman fan of any sort,
mhm,
please watch that series. Please. It
for
is the
sure.
definitive older Superman that for all of us that grew up with classic Superman. Like,
Mhm.
it's so well done too, and so many Easter eggs and little winks and nods for people who have watched and loved the character for years and read the character for years. It's
Yeah.
can't say enough good things about it, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. I completely and totally agree because man, that was excellent. That the way just I mean, even all the other characters and I don't want to go into that because we're actually running up on time and
Oh
we'll
yeah,
have to start wrapping it up. But just the other characters in that, they did very well in that show. And
I
and
just
I
felt bad. How overlooked it got a lot. Like
yeah,
it just didn't
yeah.
get the attention that it deserved, and
Yeah, they rushed the last, like, 2 seasons. They rushed them because I think they knew they were fighting against the tide on that. So
yeah,
because they could have gone so many different places and stuff and then the changing out of the John Kents and all that, that was just bad, so but anyway, so yeah, like I said, we are definitely running out on time here. So, Jason, thank you again so much for
Oh yeah,
coming on the show for the second, the second
I
episode.
appreciate any opportunity to talk about nerd stuff.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure, for
live in
sure.
a desert area, essentially in small rural Virginia. Don't have a lot of people to talk about this kind of stuff with other than my wife. And similar to yours, I start going and she's like, no, I don't
Yes.
understand anything you're
She's like,
saying.
"No,
I'm
that's
just,
not me. I'm not. I'm done. I'm done." Yeah, I get it. I completely understand. So that's cool. So, yeah, man. I know that we will definitely have you on again. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't know if it's going to be all four of us with you and the other guys on there too. I don't know, but I'm gonna have you on again because I really truly enjoyed this, man. This was really cool, and if y'all remember, like I said last time, yeah, we're working on getting Jason his own show because Jason has a lot to talk about as far as movies and things that come up. So
my
definitely got to
biggest
get him his own
problem
show.
is honing in on a subject, folks. As you guys can tell, I'm slightly scatterbrained. I have that good old fashioned ADHD, and depending on the day, I might be researching D list Marvel heroes, King Arthur, or how do you build an outdoor fire pit with only these materials? I'm
MacGyver
very
style.
random. So trying to figure out a zoned in topic has been my biggest issue. We're
Google
hoping,
Docs help. Google Docs and Chat GBT has helped me a lot.
well, I'm hoping to hone in on more media, film, and TV stuff, but we'll see.
Oh,
We'll see where it goes. So
awesome, awesome. All right. Well, again, I truly appreciate you. I can't wait to have you back for another one. Uh and ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we do have more people coming on our show at some point. I have a couple people lined up, at least another two different people lined up on the show. Might even have more than that. And I might have some old guests come back. So um but if you want to contact us, before I go into that spiel, I wanted to say, please, if you did not hear the previous one, please go back and listen to the debate that we had because I want to know who you think was the worst boss, the Joker or Lex. That's how this episode came about. So, but anyway, if you want to go ahead and contact us, you can email us at toldmywifepodcast@gmail.com. You can actually follow us on Instagram at Told My Wife Podcast. You can follow us on Facebook. I Told My Wife I'm Paying Bills. You can subscribe to our YouTube page. If you subscribe. Make sure you like, comment, and things like that. Give us some engagement. And that our page is at I Told My Wife I'm Paying Bills podcast. I'm working on shortening that. I will. I got to keep saying that, but I'm going to do that. I have to keep saying it out loud so I can remember to do it. Um, and you can actually find me on TikTok. I'm at Slim Taurus 78. That's Slim Taurus, like the astrological sign, the Taurus, the bull. Um, and we actually have one for our podcast at Told My Wife Podcast. I post gaming clips on there. I post, actually, I'm going to try and stream a couple of games from there. I'm going to try and stream the original Contra there. So we'll see
okay,
how that works out.
all
Yeah,
right.
I'm gonna try that out and see. I just got to get the time to do it. Um, so go to at Told My Wife Podcast. That's where our podcast TikTok page is. And like I said, we have different game clips and different things. I'm gonna try a series out. I'm gonna see how it works. I got an idea trying to build these episodes. And we'll see how it works. So I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know if I'm into acting as well, but we'll see what happens. So anyway, before we go, Jason, you got anything else you want to say to the people?
I just want to say thank you guys again for having me on. Always enjoy it. Hope everybody enjoys and please like, comment, subscribe. The boys do a great show every week. Please check them out.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I definitely appreciate it. Yes, and please come back. If you liked hearing Jason, let us know because I already said I'm having them come back, but let us know we can actually get into other topics and different things. There's a whole wealth. He has a whole wealth of knowledge about a whole bunch of stuff. So, as you can see, he's as much of a collector and geek as I am. So we got the different, dueling backgrounds here.
All right,
So
give me some cult movies, anything.
right. Yeah, exactly, exactly. All right. Well, until the next episode, I'm Slim with my guest Jason.
Goodbye, everybody.
All right. And whether you're binging or button mashing, we'll catch you on the next episode. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.
See ya.